Welcome to Is It Fast, and welcome to a roundup of the latest in all the car and motorsport news from this week. Headliners include new cars from Audi, Jaguar Land Rover and BMW. We're also going to be sharing some updates from the rescheduled motorsport calendar. On top of all that, we're also going to be telling you where you can catch the best in all the sim racing over this weekend. New car. Audi have announced the A6 Avant TFSI e-Quattro. Yes, with a name as long as the car itself, this new plug-in hybrid is allegedly capable of going 51 kilometers on a charge and will be available for just under €72,000. Sticking with hybrids and news from Land Rover, they have added the Baby range and the better looking of the two Discos to their plug-in lineup. That's right, the Range Rover Evoque and the Discovery Sport will now be available with a P300e option. That option will get you 40 miles on one charge and will cost you between £43,000 and £45,000 to start off with. Now, I know it's very hard to get excited about plug-in hybrid SUVs, but we actually test drove the Bmw X5 45e on Is It Fast not that long ago, and it was surprisingly good. News from Munich as BMW tell us that the new 4 Series Coupe is entering the final phases of dynamic testing. We don't know a lot about the new 4 Series, but we do know that it will be shorter and fatter than the 4 Series Saloon that is going to come with it. So, until we know more about it, watch this space. Bad news if you own a McLaren. They've announced that 2,763 of their cars, including Senna's, are being recalled with possible fire risks. You may or may not have read over the last 6 to 12 months that McLarens may or may not, allegedly, have been bursting into flames. Now, far be it from anybody here at Is It Fast to tell you what to spend your hard-earned cash on. Maybe you should have spent that money on a Ferrari instead. They might still burst into flames, but at least you look really good doing it. News this week from Porsche. You are going to be able to order the new 911 992 Carrera S and 4S with a waggly stick in between you and your passenger. That's right, the manual transmission is back. You are now going to be able to option away that PDK gearbox and have a, allegedly, much more engaged drive with the new 992. Open to opinion, of course, but if you listen very carefully, you'll be able to hear the pitter-patter of people cancelling their 4S orders with a PDK and putting in a brand new order for something with a gear stick. The latest news in the world of motorsport. We start with F1 news, and they have announced their rescheduled season. First of all, the bad news. Unfortunately, there is going to be no race in France this year, with the French government announcing a total ban on all sporting events until September. I'm afraid the Grand Prix at the Paul Ricard is not going to happen. Good news, however, they are hoping to host the first race of the season on the 5th of July in Austria. Silverstone have also made a statement and said this week that they are hopeful that the British Grand Prix will happen as well. But given everything going on and they don't want people standing close to each other, don't be surprised if you won't actually be able to physically attend any of the Grand Prix races this year. Moving away from the glitz and glamour of F1, we move to the DTM. Audi, who are the reigning manufacturers and drivers' champion of the series, have announced that they are going to pull out of the championship at the end of the 2020 season, whenever that's going to be. With Audi pulling out of the championship and Mercedes leaving 2 years ago, it does now mean that BMW are going to be the only manufacturer left in the entire DTM series. So, does that spell the end of DTM? Tell us what you think. Extreme E have announced that they are going to have, for the first time ever in a racing series, a mixed gender team. That's right, teams will be made up of one male and one female, with skill being the only differentiator between results. Now, if you haven't heard of Extreme E, it is the all-electric cross-country racing series that will take part in different corners of the globe, all designed to raise awareness about climate change. It's the brainchild from Alejandro Agag, who is also one of the key founders of Formula E. Since the world has gone into lockdown, sim racing has taken over as the main motorsport of choice while we're all locked away in our homes. With that in mind, what sim racing is there going to be over the next 3 or 4 days that you might want to sit down and watch? First up is the Porsche Esports Super Cup. Coming live from Zandvoort and with Max Verstappen taking part, that's going to be kicking off at 2 o'clock on Saturday the 2nd of May. You'll be able to watch it live on the iRacing Esports channel on YouTube. On Sunday the 3rd of May at 2 o'clock, you are going to be able to catch live Motogp. That's right, the Motogp is coming live from Jerez, being played on the Motogp game and being beamed live on the Motogp YouTube channel. You are going to be able to watch some of your favourite professional riders zoom round and round on this electronic track. 5 o'clock, Sunday evening, live on the Formula One YouTube channel, you are going to be able to watch the virtual Brazilian Grand Prix. On a weekend where we should have all been enjoying the Dutch Grand Prix, you're going to be able to watch some of the best racers, esports or otherwise, go round the virtual Interlagos circuit to be crowned the winner. Now I know it's not the real thing, but if you have a few beers, squint your eyes a little bit, it's pretty damn close. Thanks for watching this car and motorsport news update. Make sure you follow Is It Fast on your social media platform of choice, not just for news and updates, but also for interviews, car reviews, and general four-wheeled fun.